Hey everybody. This is the first time using Action software to stream live, so I'd appreciate if somebody could give me a little audio help. Let me know that my voice is getting through okay to the stream. So I've been playing a lot of this Core Keeper lately, and it's one of those things where it's like you play it enough you want to share, right? And so I did a little bit the other day, sharing it. But I thought maybe now that I'm a little further along, it might be pretty cool to be able to show off some of the more advanced stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get into my main world here as myself. And I'm going to run you around. So I'm going to try to kind of keep the spoilers out of it. But this is a few hours into the game, and I've built myself a nice little base here amongst the starting point. I figured why not? We'll stay right here in the center of the map, so to speak. And I've got I got these vines growing, which is really funny because they sort of get out of control. This is how you harvest wood. And as long as those little green plants in the middle continue to be there, they will continue to put wood out. Of course, wood is the basic building block of all of these games. So having wood constantly growing is probably a good thing. Maybe not quite this much wood. I'm going to go ahead and pull down one of these plants. Stop it from... This one's overrunning my garden. So after playing for a couple of hours, essentially you start working your way through through the ages of metals, right? So we start off with a basic wooden workbench. From here you can construct copper items and a handful of different basic crafting things. Of course, your goal is to move on to a tin workbench, where then you can upgrade, and I've already got one of those. So once you've created a tin workbench, now you can create tin items, as well as a few new types of crafting items and different types of flooring and stuff for your base walls, which of course, your goal is to get to an iron workbench. And once you have an iron workbench, you can then build iron items and a few other different crafting, and then, of course, better base items. Some of the things that you'll get throughout the course of the game so far, outside of your standard collecting of the items that you harvest, are slingshots, water cans, various types of jewelry and equipment add-ons. Right? So you can see I've got an extra backpack, I've got a lantern, I've got a couple of rings, I've got a necklace. So these are the sorts of things that you start building upon, right? And so you start off completely destitute with practically nothing, and you go from there. There are numerous, let's go ahead and look at the map. So there are numerous, I'm here. This is my starting point. And you can see, essentially, I've gone in every single possible direction. My map is huge. Southbound and northbound. So there's different biomes essentially here, just like if you've played Valheim, right? So we're starting in sort of the dirt. This is the dirt biome. And as you move outwards, you'll start to discover new biomes. And down here we have the clay caves biome. And clay is where you get, you guessed it, tin. And up here is the stone biome. And in your stone biome, you're going to start getting iron. Now, along the way, you will pick up a handful of other types of precious metals. In this case, something like gold, which I just think I smeltered some of that. Maybe it's in the other. Nope, it's in this guy. Oop, nope. There. So I've got gold processing right now. But it's rare. I mean, you can find kind of gold both in clay and in stone, but honestly, until you actually move along here and get this kiln, then you can't really build anything. Of course, you do have to eat. You can see up in the upper left there, I've got a health bar and a food bar. And I have been generating tons and tons of food. This is very similar to Valheim or a number of other different games where combining items into a cooking pot. In this case, I only have, do I actually have any other types of food? No. So you put in 2 foods and it kicks something out. You have a recipe book based on different items that you put into the pot, what you can make with it based on your current recipe. So by using larva meat, I already know how to create these 3 items, and it's got the list of ingredients underneath. Same thing for a gold larva meat or a mushroom. Mushrooms are very plentiful, so obviously I've got a lot of different options there. So you want to combine different types of foods or base food items. It's starting to get out of hand too. I'm going to get rid of this wood too. So you do have food items that you can do. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you. So this is garden. This is my garden. And there's obviously nothing in it. It's just processed ground. In order to garden, you're going to have to process the ground, for which you need a hoe. And it's pretty simple, you know, just pre-treat the ground, right, to make your garden. Then put some seeds in hand, and I've got a ton of seeds that I've been stacking up here. So let's see, bomb pepper, that's the root. I don't have a whole lot of seed here. Let's go ahead and just put some of this in the ground. Oops. Let's see. I will grab bomb peppers, and that's root again. Dang it. I got a lot of root, but nothing else really practical. All right, so you just pop them in the ground. Yes, if I used a mouse, this would probably go a little quicker, but part of enjoying these sort of games is to just sit back in my chair, get all relaxed, and just chill. Now, once you've placed all of your items down, of course, they require watering, just like any other. Now it's complaining that I need to eat. Now, you'll notice I'm taking hits. See, it's starting to lower my health. It's going to lower my ability to fight. So, really, I need to eat, and I need to eat soon, or bad things will happen to me. Your water can sort of last forever, but you do have to have water nearby in order to refill it. Sit here and, oh, out of water. Fortunately, I've got water right nearby. Just fill the can, and you're back in business. And I better eat before I start passing out over here. Okay, so you do have your choice of both permadeath and respawning. When you die, you'll have to go and retrieve your tombstone. Anything that's in your immediate inventory here, like these top slots, you survive with, right? So when you're reincarnated, you get to keep what's in these top slots. Keep that in mind, because everything in these bottom slots will be stuck to your tombstone wherever you died, and you'll have to go retrieve your tombstone. Okay, let me grab a couple of things here. Grab a couple of these. All right, now I can eat. Now you'll notice that food has different characteristics. For example, some of them makes you glow. And you can see all of your modifiers up there on the top left. Most of them are very temporary, of course. You have anvils, of course. Like I said, you're building upon building upon building, which is great, which is sort of the way I'm not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth stream. Well, you're going to experience some buffering, I guess. Okay, so let's see here. What else can I tell you without, like, sort of breaking? So you can see I've got all 3 different types of anvils. A bed will let you sleep and regain your health. I don't have any health to regain, so that kind of ruins the fun. And I'm not going to show you what this thing is up here, because that might ruin some of the fun. I was delighted and surprised to see that. So you can see my food starting to grow. Let's see. So we talked about inventory. We talked about different types of crafting. We've talked about inventory management. You do items never actually fully are destroyed. They do eventually end up becoming quote broken, where they will no longer function. You'll need to use this repair facility to repair your items over time. One of the really neat things that I thought was cool about this game is, like, for example, I have a tin. I believe that's tin, right? I have a tin pickaxe, but I also have a copper pickaxe. If I were to wear down my tin pickaxe, it will automatically replace it from my inventory with the next item down, which is actually really pretty damn cool if you think about it. It's one of those things. It's just a little quality of life scenario, and I think it's kind of worth noting. So there's gardening, there's crafting, and of course there is combat. And I don't know how much I want to show you about that because I kind of don't want to spoil the biomes. Every biome has, I can show you something easy, I suppose. Each biome has its own types of creatures that you'll need to engage with, and there are bosses in each biome as well. Let me see if I can go and look at my map. So passages, you have to drill through them. So essentially, there's different types. Like there's some creatures up there. Cool. So you can see right now I'm in sort of a sand area, and then you've got your basic dirt, and here are some creatures. Now you'll also notice that there's a lighting mechanism here too. You can plant torches to light up areas, and you can see I've done a lot of that already. I'm going to go ahead and put myself into a more combat-ready state. Now these guys fall really quick because I've got a decent weapon. In the beginning, oops, you will not have this. So I can pretty much tear right through these guys without a lot of problems. Now that's the first boss, which I have not decided to go after yet. But he's going to constantly spawn those. There's little generators. Oh crap, I did not mean to activate him. I wonder if he'll go back to sleep. I have never gotten close enough to do that. Good. I don't really want to fight him right now. Yeah, and so essentially you've got these ground modifiers too. See this slime? It's making me slow as I walk through it. Monsters will occasionally spawn from that as well, the little circular ones, and that seems to happen on every biome. So you can pick those up with a shovel, right? So you can kind of clean up. Oops, not what I meant to do. So you can clean the slime up, and then this area is sort of safe. As long as there's no generators and there's no slime, it doesn't appear that creatures will respawn from it. If you take a look at the map, let me see, where am I at? So if you take a look at the map, there's unexplored areas. As you dig, of course, you will unlock new areas. We'll just kind of go this way. As you use your pickaxe, it will eventually wear down, as we mentioned earlier, and sort of break. You'll see here, this is where the ore is. Each biome has its own type of ore. In this biome, it's going to be copper, right? Which is not great. You also see other things of interest, sort of pixelating down there. Let's go see what that is. So in this case, it's bad guys. No, it's actually a plant. Oops, hang on. I got to get my mojo back on with fighting here. There we go. Dang it, get off me. The slime doesn't help. I also have a ranged weapon too, so I can probably just pick them off from here. It's too dark in here, I can't see anything. There we go. Should be more or less safe now. Aside from all the crap. There's something I can pick up, right? Oops. Alright, so now I've got a pepper. Here's some mushrooms, all base stuff for cooking. You can see, oh, yep, it's telling me I need to eat. Alright, so let's get some food on board. That'll get my health going back up. Not all food seems to help your health, which I found very interesting. Alright, so this is in progress, right? And I could go and show you the other biomes, but I think that'd be kind of a disservice to you. Part of the fun is exploring the biomes on your own, learning about what creatures exist there. I'm just showing you the first biome for the most part, where you're going to start off. And you can see I've got lots of peppers a-cooking, all these growing. So essentially, you've got exploration, you've got crafting, and the crafting's not crazy either. That's what I like about it. Some crafting gets way out of hand. This is enough crafting to be interesting, but not too much crafting. Oh, hey, man. I see, how do you say your name? Deji? Deji? Cool. Hey, thanks. I'm glad you like my videos. I appreciate watching. I wasn't looking over at my other screen. Sorry, I'm busy playing this stupid game. So, anyway, so you've got exploration, you've got basic crafting, basic survival stuff, gardening or harvesting, and of course you have combat and base building. So I haven't done a whole lot of base building here. I'll tell you what. Let me. I wasn't going to show you another biome, but I'm going to go down to the clay biome because I do have sort of some base stuff there. I'm going to wander down here and I'll show you what I got set up. It's not a lot, but it's enough to sort of show you a basic. Now, one of the things I will tell you that bothers me about this game is there's no way to like put markers onto the ground. So, in other words, if you want to see, if you want to know where your house is, in most games, sorry, just a second, my wife is. Give me just a second here. Sorry, my wife's pinging me. So you can't so you see up here, it shows you sort of the spawning point, right? That's the core. That's what brought you to this place. But there's really nothing else that shows anything other than, like, this shows my wood. This shows the biome that I'm in, which is dirt. This shows water. This shows slime. But it's not showing me, like, where my house is or where my home is or where my base is. And I don't see a way of designating that. So you may have guessed, I decided to build a floor in the form of an H to show me where my next house is or where my little mini bases are. That's the only way I could figure out how to do it. Eventually, maybe I'll figure out a different way. All right, so you see I kind of walked in here completely unfettered. You'll also notice there's bridges being built. That's another thing, is you'll plan on constructing bridges to get yourself around the world. So you see here, I actually have some basic base construction. In this biome, you will get randomly attacked by external creatures. So every single entrance to the base, well, other than the one I came in on, right? Other than the one I came in, there are blockades. This one's not blocked either. Well, that's what I get. You'll see I've built walls and I've built doors. And this is all, this is all basic construction. You can get better construction, stone. See, I've got a full blockade here. So you kind of walk around your perimeter. I've got a blockade here. I've got a door. So pretty much every entrance, minus a couple, of course, is blocked. Well, this one's not blocked off either. I'm going to have to do better building my base. I swore I blocked this one off, but maybe not. And then I blocked off the side. Yes, yes, yes. Boo-hoo-hoo. Feed me, feed me, feed me. Damn. Okay. I know. It looks like it's completely a pain in the butt to actually deal with your food, but I just tend to forget about it. It's not as bad as it looks. All right, so, and you can see that I'm not gonna go into the other parts of the biome, but so you can see there's some basic base building. I put down some flooring, right? I kind of wanted to experiment to see what that looked like. I got a garden here. Do I have anything in the pot? I probably have something stored in here though. Here, let's do this. Let's grab a couple of items and cook. So there's really nothing special. You don't have to be holding the items before you cook it. Just grab them and stuff them in there. The other thing, too, that's nice is these things will sit here and cook as long as there's ingredients in there, right? So, yeah, it'll sit here and cook and cook and cook and cook as long as these things don't run out. As soon as they run out, they stop, but the other item sits in there. So I could effectively just go grab another item, pop it in the cookery here, take these out because it will only cook if they're the same type, not similar types, right? And we'll let that cook. Now I can feed myself and get them off my back. Of course, I do have a bed down here too. So what I've sort of discovered, and your play, of course, may vary, is essentially I have a nice big central base here that has everything that I currently need, and then I make these sort of ancillary or secondary bases that are near biomes that I need to harvest. And at some point, of course, up here at the stone biome, I'm going to have to do the same thing and build a little base somewhere close by that I can get in and harvest the ore that I need from that particular biome. Yeah, so listen, it's a really fun little game. It's not expensive. It's like 14 bucks or something. It's still in early access, but as you can see, it's in pretty damn good shape, all things considered, for being early access. Plenty to do, plenty to see. The exploration piece of it is probably my favorite. There's something extraordinarily hypnotic about opening up new areas of the map. You'll also find, and that was something else I wanted to mention earlier, and I sort of forgot, is that it's not just, see, there's a random slime guy. Yeah, you don't have to use a weapon. You can use whatever's in your hand to fight. It just might be more effective to use a weapon. I'm going to try to go some direction that, okay, good. So you'll see that I'm going towards an unexplored area of the map. It's not just ore and such that you'll find. You'll also find that there are parts of the map that are already exposed once you get there. I know that seems funny, but ooh, hey, I don't want to charge in there head on. But you'll find hidden caverns that you don't have to uncover yourself. Oh, hello. Well, see, exactly my point. You got to kind of watch out for where you're going. Ugh. These slime guys are not very aggressive, fortunately. The little spiky guys are. Trying to get somewhere where I haven't been. Oh, this is not going to bode well if I don't get the hell out of here. Alright. I can handle them. I just can't do it while I'm talking. So you see, this chamber here was already open. So as you move around, you'll find... Oh, there's one down here. Perfect example. I think that's one, or that's something I already dug out. I already dug that out. You will find chambers. Oh, here we go. Here's something. So this area was already sort of dug out. You just had to get to it. So you'll expose these open chambers frequently, and then they'll sort of highlight on the map once you've walked over them and you've sort of committed them to memory. Then, of course, the idea is to connect them to existing chambers or existing pathways so that you can move things around. There is a fishing mechanic. I would show you that, but I'm not particularly good at it. This is not, at least yet, this is not a super combat heavy game. Obviously, the more you're willing to explore and get yourself involved, you're probably going to find more to fight. There are also creatures that run around down here in the dark, away from town. No one could hear you, even if you tried. But sometimes I just like to just run around and connect passages, right? So I'm going to go and connect that area with this area. By the way, I'm digging really fast because I've got a really nice pickaxe, but in other biomes, this pickaxe doesn't quite work as well. So the better your equipment, the faster you dig, blah, blah, blah. There was some ore there. The only thing sort of left that I want to show you that doesn't, I don't know, sort of show too much is how the skill trees work. And yes, there is a skill tree. I'm going to go ahead and dig up here. I don't want to connect to that big chamber, though. A lot of nonsense going on up there, I can tell you that right now. Oops. Those guys will chase you down if you're not quick enough. All right, cool. Now, so you get the idea, right? So let me show you what the... so up here is your skill tree. You have skills like mining, running, melee, ranged combat, crafting, vitality, gardening, fishing. And over time, the more you do something, the more you will earn credit for it, and you'll get points. Once you top, so here's base building, 12% chance to gain an extra item. Great. Not like I had any choice where to put it in this case, but you can see this mining one I've been able to expand down, and you'll be able to decide which path down the skill tree that you want to take. I don't think I've got any other pending points here. I tend to forget about the points. I'm running around and say, oh, you got points. It's like, great. I don't really want to fight anything right now. Where am I exactly? No, I'm way away from home. That's okay. I think you get the idea. Listen, this is a really neat little game. If you're at all interested in this type of sort of, I don't know, it's sort of a combination of a ton of games, right? I mean, this has a little Valheim in it, a little Stardew Valley, a little bit of everything. So it's just kind of nice the way that it's all well put together and comfortable to play. Full controller support, which is what I'm playing with now. And as you can see, I probably pay a little penalty for using the controller, but that's the way I roll. All right, well, listen, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm not going to sit here and belabor it. I could go in and start from scratch. I did another video of that, but we had some audio problems. So maybe I'll go back and do another starter tutorial for those who are really interested and you guys kind of want to see it from